Hello guys, welcome back to Sports Angle. My name is Shantanu Vyas and I'm here to bring you exclusive updates from the Indian Premier League. Now the Indian Premier League is in the second week of its restart and we are witnessing some great cricket, some intense cricket and some very close matches. And the reason being for that is obviously the playoffs. The playoffs are on the head and every team needs to hit that gas and they need to go all out. Otherwise they're not going to make it to the top 4 and have no chance of winning the golden trophy of the IPL. Now, the most important thing is that during the week we have seen some great matches, we have seen some close matches, and we have seen certain upsets as well. But I would like to talk about every match in detail, starting from Monday till Friday. So, the first match of the week was between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Rajasthan Royals. Now, two very good sides, who are trying their best to stay in the tournament, and they had to put up a very good show. Rajasthan were put into bat first, and they put a good total of 164 for 5. And SRH chased it down quite comfortably, losing only 3 wickets, and Jason Roy put up a stellar show. Now, what's really good for SRH out here was obviously they had a player out there who was leading from the front, who was taking the onus of scoring runs, which they have not had in the majority of the tournament. And even in the India, like we saw that, they were really struggling to get a partnership going in the middle. But this time they had Jason Roy who took the onus, took the charge and said that if he's going to be scoring runs, it's only going to be through boundaries. Very good supportive role shown by Kane Williamson to Jason Roy, and that kind of complemented each other's abilities to chase that total down. Now obviously this match took place in Dubai, and the Dubai wicket this year has been slightly slow than what we saw last year, where we would see 200 being chased down and there was a super over between RCB and MI. Now you're going to be seeing a slightly slower wicket, so it was a good confidence booster for SRH overall. Rajasthan need to be slightly decisive with their death bowling and with their fielding at the same time. They have a very good death bowler in Karthik Tyagi and they need to optimize it accordingly. However, the slog overs are the ones they need to really look after because they're giving away way too many runs in that, and that will be really costly for them heading into the playoffs. But let's see if they have a chance or if they don't, because I feel they have a very outside chance and we can only find out coming into the last week of the group stages. Now coming on to Tuesday, very unlikely that we saw a double header between the Delhi Capitals and the Kolkata Knight Riders and Mumbai Indians versus the Punjab Kings. Now let's talk about the first match, which was between the Kolkata Knight Riders and Delhi Capitals. Slightly interesting match there. It was a low scoring game where, Delhi Capitals, very unlikely and very of their nature, scored 127 and put that on the board, losing 9 wickets. Now, obviously KKR was at the same time really struggling to get to that 127, losing 7 wickets. They although won the game, but still you saw a good fight from Delhi towards the last 3-4 overs where they took substantial amount of wickets and they made sure that life wasn't easy for KKR. Now, two main key takeaways from this. Now, in a match like this, I would have obviously gone with Delhi Capitals because of the squad they have on paper, the momentum they are carrying into this tournament, and as I said in the previous video, that they are one of the squads who have gotten better. But I also feel that, somewhere, KKR have found that magic, they have found that combination. I don't know. They have found some secret formula of winning matches and they're winning on the bounce and they're winning with momentum. Now, that is the most absolute dangerous part of any team is when they are in form. When they are in form, they have momentum, you have everything swinging towards their way. And even in a match like this, when they just scrape it through and they get it, this is what a championship side looks like. Now don't take my word for it, KKR fans and IPL fans, that KKR might go on to win the trophy. It's a possibility because the momentum looks very much in their favor. Now let's talk about the second match, which is Mumbai Indians versus Punjab Kings. Really delighted as a Mumbai Indian fan that finally Mumbai Indians were able to catch a break and they won that match. A good stellar show by Saurabh Tiwari and Hardik Pandya to stick to the end and finish the game, although it was slightly dwindling into Punjab's favour when we saw Rohit Sharma, Quinton de Kock, Surya Kumar Yadav get out in quick succession. But that's the name of the game, and that's T20 cricket. And Pollard could change the game in three balls, and that was really intriguing to see that. Now, what do Mumbai Indians have to do from here on is obviously do the same thing what they have been doing. Be slightly more decisive with their number 3 and their number 4 batting spots. They have to develop partnerships there, otherwise all of these efforts will go in vain. Now, Punjab Kings have a few elemental matches coming up in front of them where they have to be very importantly thinking about their key bowlers, their key batsmen, their key fielders, and what kind of strategy do they want to exhibit in these coming matches, because it's more like a do or die situation for them, and they have to avoid putting a foot wrong, because a slight mishap here and there could cost them the playoff space, and that could be really a kick in the gut for them. And this time I do want to see Punjab do well, but not better than Mumbai Indians, obviously. Really happy Mumbai is back on track and back to winning ways. I think it was much needed for them, and let's see what happens in a much awaited encounter. So, talking about the Wednesday after that. The Wednesday after that witnessed a very good match between Rajasthan Royals and RCB. And the reason why I say good is because not only did RCB win that match by chasing down 153 as set by the Rajasthan Royals, but they did it very convincingly, losing only 3 wickets. And most importantly, this time they did it without a Virat Kohli show or the AB de Villiers show. They did it with the big show, and that is none other than Glenn Maxwell. Now, Glenn Maxwell is a player, who's had a very shaky start earlier in the IPL with the Mumbai Indians, and then got on to the golden run which he had with Kings 11 Punjab, where at one point he was holding the orange cap and was absolutely colossal. Like, everything he was hitting was either hitting the middle of the bat or was going out of the park. So that was really great to see that kind of golden form for Maxwell. However, it did not work out and did not become very sustainable in the up and coming seasons. And thereon we saw him, going from one franchisee to the other, which was not very good to see for the likes of a player like Glenn Maxwell. But now that you see him, he's found his feet at RCB again. He looks like the same dangerous player, but with a tinge bit of maturity. He knows how to pace his game. He knows how to hit the sixes. He knows how to hit the boundaries. He knows even how to tackle spin. Which was, I think, a chunk in his armor earlier on. But now we see a different Maxwell. I like to call it Maxwell 2.0. He's become much more decisive, very aware of his fields, and he likes to scan it every time I look, before he goes for any kind of ball. He likes to scan his field, look around. So he plays according to the situation. That's what a smart player does. Plays according to the situation rather than playing the natural game, which they all deem to be. Now, Thursday saw the clash between the Sunrisers Hyderabad and the Chennai Super Kings. Now, obviously, Chennai Super Kings edged them out by chasing down 134, which was set by Sunrisers Hyderabad. Now, Sunrisers Hyderabad had a very uninspiring performances. Just when you thought they were able to catch a break, and just when you thought they were getting some momentum into this tournament, they decided to crumble in front of Chennai Super Kings. But I wouldn't blame them, because Chennai absolutely blocked all their chances of scoring runs, leaving them only to go for boundaries. And every time they tried to do that, they were losing a wicket without forming a formidable partnership in the middle. Jason Roy wasn't able to explode as he did in the match prior, and that just showed that Chennai Super Kings is a stellar side. It's a classy side, and they look like they are a bunch of men on a mission. They are on this path to redemption, where you feel that they've collectively got a objective of making the team win in a condition where they did not do very well in the last year or so. And that is kind of hurt them, and they're winners, right? Like, Chennai Super Kings are winners. They are serial winners. It's habitual of them to be in the playoffs, and to not see themselves there, more than anybody, more than the fans, more than the owners, they would be disappointed, and they would have come back with a vengeance, and you're clearly seeing that on the pitch. So I feel not only do they have the momentum, they also have an extra bit of motivation going into this particular tournament. And what really intrigues me is to how better they can get, and how elemental that will be for the teams in the playoffs, because I wouldn't want to face, as a Mumbai Indian fan, Chennai Super Kings in a qualifier or an eliminator. Now, coming to Friday saw a very key match between the Punjab Kings and the Kolkata Knight Riders. Yes, it was the replay of the 2014 final of the IPL, and really good to see that the Punjab Kings came up on top over the Kolkata Knight Riders. Now, obviously, they chased down 165, and it was slightly a close match where you saw 4 were needed of 4, and you saw Shah Rukh Khan of Punjab Kings taking the match over the line. It's really good to see. He's a guy with great potential, and he's got good hard-hitting power, and would love to see him in the Indian setup someday. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the upsets that Punjab Kings have caused. And this is what the nature of the IPL is. One win can completely open up the table and can completely make a lot of teams go wild. Obviously, the Mumbai Indians camp would have breathed a sigh of relief, because going into tomorrow's game with Delhi Capitals, this momentum is going to be slightly in their favor, because they're going to be having the sense of ease, and they're going to be playing with a mentality which is much more straightforward. than what they would have had if they would have lost against Kolkata Knight Riders. But credit to Kolkata Knight Riders as well. They're not giving up the match without any kind of hope, and they're not putting an uninspiring performances of what we've seen in the last 2-3 years, where they've done well, but it almost felt like there was a fight missing, there was something or the other missing. But this time they almost look like they're about to redeem themselves. And the first loss of this leg would have just probably not done much to their confidence. I think they still believe in themselves, and I feel that they will come back strong. So yeah, now let's talk about the matches which are going to be happening over the weekend and how they're going to be impacting the table. Now, yes, the weekend matches, you're in for a delight as fans to watch Mumbai Indians versus Delhi Capitals. And the reason why I'll say that is because, again, this is a replay of the IPL 2020 final, and Mumbai Indians look to be collective on a course to get back into the playoff race and to get back into that playoff spot, because they themselves would like to see the Mumbai Indians spot there, and that's going to be really intriguing to see. However, on the other hand, Delhi will be a more relaxed camp. They've had a very, very good run so far in the IPL, both the first and second leg combined, and they would like to finish strong and get into the playoffs as early as possible so that they can rest a few key players. The second most important match, I think, of the tournament so far is going to be Punjab Kings versus RCB, because Punjab has also opened up the race by winning against Kolkata Knight Riders, and RCB would like to get this match out of the way, and they would like to cement their place in the playoffs as well, because somewhere their India leg form has complemented in this one, and if they need to just get a few wins here and there, and a momentum should be with them. So let's see what happens with the weekend. I want you to tell me the predictions for Mumbai Indians versus Delhi Capitals and Punjab Kings versus Royal Challengers Bangalore in the comments down below. I want to know your thoughts as well, and who do you think is going to be the final top 4 of this tournament. Let's see, and I'm here to see you in a video like this again next week. Like, share and subscribe.